December, and we are doing paper circuits. And this month, we are not going to showcase a famous scientist like we have the other three. We are going to showcase a famous table. This is the periodic table. The periodic table is great for scientists because all of these little blocks are like the building blocks of what makes things up in the world. So depending on which blocks you have makes different things. We are going to focus on this particular element, because this is a periodic table of elements, the element copper. And so copper is Cu, and it's number 29. This is what it looks like when you come out of the earth. And this is what a lot of people think of when they think of copper, they think of pennies. Ironically, today's pennies, there's not a lot of copper in pennies. It's a lot of zinc. Okay, but we're going to use copper in our circuitry, our paper circuitry. And there's lots of fun things that you can do with circuitry. There's simple circuitry, there's series circuitry, and parallel circuits. So with our circuits, we are going to make a series circuit because it's going to have 2 light bulbs, a switch, and our power source, which is our batteries. A circuit is called thus, a path is in the shape of a circle. So you can see the circle. Even in the other ones, there's a circle of flow because you have your positive and your negative of flow. But circuitry just isn't in light bulbs like in your house or through outlets and in the other buildings. It's used today a lot of fun different applications. Here's an example of a few. All right, here are some fun things with circuitry. You can have circuitry in neckwear. Let me find my button. Or headpieces. I need the button this way. Oh, did it go? I'm lit up. Or with clothing. Thank you to my helper, my Princess Kaylin. Okay, first step is you will want to pick which holiday friend you want to do. If you want to do the Rudolph or the candles, you want to color it first. We've already got the holes punched through for you. And then at the bottom, there's a couple of things that you'll need to cut out. So you can cut out the battery cover. Sometimes this kind of holds them in place, but it's entirely optional for you. But you will need this right here. This is your switch. And then this little strip down here is your switch stopper. So it helps it not come all the way out when you're sliding it back and forth. Okay, so you definitely need to cut the bottom things out and cut your holiday card once you're done. Once you're done with that, okay, here's mine nicely colored. You're going to want to glue your you want to glue your foam core to your frame. Here's the thing. Which one are you going to do? If you're going to do the cityscape, I would suggest doing your battery hole at the bottom so it sits like this. If you're doing the holiday one, both of them are vertical. So you want to stand and you want your battery to go to the top left corner, okay? So you want to glue it on like this, okay? So you would glue all down on your, and then go ahead and push that down. Okay? Your next step is there's already a guide for you, a circuit design for your candles and your Rudolph. So if you don't feel confident, you can cut this out as well, and then you're going to cut out your battery circle, and you're going to glue that on top of your cardstock, or you can do your circuitry first and then tape it on, whichever works. Okay, so I'm going to show you freehand how to do this. Okay, I have got just a blank piece of paper to get it started, but you'll have the circle on it. I went ahead and traced where my light bulbs will match up, so when I put my beautiful colored holiday paper, it'll go right on top. I've cut out my switch, and you can read on the switch it says copper tape. You're going to want copper tape on the front and the back. So you can go ahead and tape copper tape on the front and the back of your switch and set it aside till you need it. This one does not have the hole cut through, so I went ahead and put my glue dot for where my battery is going to go. To test your batteries and your light bulb, the long stem or leg is your positive, and your short leg is the negative. So when you start doing your copper tape, you'll need to kind of mark which one's going to be your positive and which one's going to be your negative. Like I did on your example. This will help you when you go to place your light bulbs. You will know that the long leg will need to go this direction because this is your positive, and the short leg will go this direction. And when you lay your battery down, you'll lay the positive side up. Okay? Also, to help you, you can also take your light bulb and slide the battery right in the middle with positive on top with the long leg, and it lights right up. All right. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is get your copper circle going. You'll want to remove a little bit of your copper tape, and just at the starting point, when you get to close to your circle, you're going to want to cut it. We want to break between where our light bulb is and the next part of the circuit. And just start creating a circle. Be careful not to rip. If you do, kind of fold it over or stick it over itself so the connection's not broken. That's the most important thing, is you don't want your connection lost. Okay, this is about the spot where I want my switch to go. So I want to break it. Lay where my switch would be, okay, and then continue the circuit. Okay, now that I'm close, I'm going to cut off this extra tape, and then I'm just going to cut it off with the backing still on it, because I'm not ready for this to be connected yet. Okay, so then I'm going to place my switch on, and then I'm going to put my switch cover and tape it down. So now my switch should slide in and out without coming all the way through. Next, we want to put our light bulbs. This is the positive end, this is the negative end. And we want it to make sure that it stays within the circle of where it'll poke through. And then that each leg is completely making contact with the copper tape. And another way to help this is you can use, with your excess copper tape, you can cut a strip. You can tape it down with regular tape, but this way I know it's connected, and I just tape over my copper tape. It's important to make sure everything works correctly before putting on your cover. Okay, once your circuit is correct, lay your colored holiday paper on top and tape it all together. And there you go. A working switch and a nice display. Okay, for your cityscape, we are going to glue it so it goes to the bottom. And once you have got your foam core glued to your back of you're going to want to go ahead and glue on your black construction paper. So once you glue that on, you're going to want to, if you have an X-Acto knife, that's great. If you don't, scissors work good. The important thing is to go slow, and you're going to want to cut out your battery hole. Not all the way. You don't want to cut the circle completely out. You just want to cut it so you can pop the battery in and out. Okay, so then it's like a little tab. Open tab. All right. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside just so I can show you. You can take your sample and lay it on top. Make sure it all lines up. And then you're going to trace the lines. here's the important thing. Let's say I want one light bulb right here. So I'm going to draw a circle. So I know when I trace, I'm going to stop. So I want to trace this down and then up and over. And I want the other one right here. So I'm going to go down just a little bit, stop, and then finish my circuit. This one looks too hard. I don't think I want to do it, so I'm going to just make a box. And that you guys can do. You can make it as complicated as you want, which makes it more troubleshooting you will have to do later, or as simple as just square city buildings, which makes it easier for you to lay down the copper wire. And we want to go again back through our circle. Be careful if you're doing on top of this, on top of your core board. You don't want to press too hard because then you'll punch a hole right through your black construction paper, which we don't want to do. And if you guys can't see, but I can see, I've got a line on my black construction paper that I want to follow. All right, so the first thing we will do is we are going to take the back side of the tape off, and you're going to open your flap, kind of press it down out of the way, and you're actually going to start your copper tape on the inside of your circle, like that. Then you're going to keep going, and since my light is right off the bat, I'm going to be able to stop about here. And oops, I got it stuck to the table. I'm going to use my scissors. Cut it off, and then start again. Okay, I'm to my first corner. So it's very important how you do the corners. I'm going to fold this the opposite direction that I want my tape to go. So I'm going to fold it down and I'm going to press it. Okay, then I'm going to pull it up and pull it back the direction I want it to go. So I want the line to go at an angle down this way. Then I'm going to press it down. Okay, it's important to do it this way because this continues the circuit correctly, connecting the wire or the copper tape in the correct way. If you bunch it up too much and it might break, your connection is broken and your circuit will not light. Okay, another corner. So I fold it away from the direction I want to fold it first. As you can see, I'm using the extra strip of paper to make sure my line is correct. And then I'm going to fold it back. Okay, to my next section, turn it the opposite direction, and then pull it back. Oh, that one didn't bend it. I didn't push that one all the way down. It's important to push it all the way down so that way it will fold correctly. And look, it made a perfect 90-degree angle. Okay, I'm to the spot, away, and then 2. So if you want a challenge, the cityscape is definitely the more challenging of our simple paper circuits that we are creating because of all the angles and turns that you're creating. So this one will have more troubleshooting to do, but the most important thing is that your circuit is always connecting correctly, and your corners, there's no frays or breakage. If for some reason it doesn't seem like you have the connections, you'll want to go around and just push your tape down to make sure that the tape is connecting, especially at your corners, pressing it down to make sure that connection is touching each other. And that's why we fold it the way we do, because you can actually fold up the corner like I did here, and we want to make sure that's pressed all the way down, because that means the connection is going through. And then the same thing with your lights. You'll want to make sure that the positive leg is going the right direction and your negative, and then making sure your battery is in the right direction as well. So definitely troubleshoot that as you go along to see if you have any problems. Here's what a finished cityscape looks like. I went ahead and took a white crown and drew on some more details to my city to make it look impressive. Also in your bag is a alligator clip or a binder clip to help make your switch a more connective. This one has a multicolor light, so it changes colors, and a red light. I hope you enjoy and have fun creating your paper circuits for our December Make It Monday. Happy holidays! I just wanted to showcase a few books that I think would be great that go along with our Make It Monday. This one is about elements. We talked about the periodic table and we focused on copper. So this is a great book for kids to kind of just get a little bit of taste of the periodic table. This one is perfect for especially the age of 12 because it's paper circuits and that's what we worked on. So if they really like this project, this book has more ideas for them. This is another great one. This is Be a Maker, and it has a few more Make It projects that have to do with electricity, but it also has like great tips, like if you want to draw your own circuits, what kind of symbols you would use. It even showcased a couple of scientists or companies that have started from when they were the age of 11 and multi-million-dollar companies now. So this is a great book for them as well. And this is a big book, so for those really avid kids that really want to get to know electricity, this is a great book too. Hope you have fun. Bye, friends.